Hello there viewer! Let me show you something really cool. I built this new Gleba science pack loader. The main purpose is to ensure we always have the freshest science packs ready in the rocket silo. The system uses a very long belt that can hold up to 1100 science packs. I measure exactly how many items are on the belt by connecting it to an arithmetic combinator. This is crucial because the science packs can rot into spoilage, so I have to sum up every single item on the belt. I also start and stop the belt based on a specific condition. It only moves briefly once there are more than 1100 items on it. Let me show you what it looks like when it's completely full. Once we hit that 1100 item threshold, you can see that as new items enter the belt, the exact same amount is let through at the other end. I also included a lane balancer to ensure the items are evenly distributed between the left and right sides of the belt. What's the point of all of this? This setup guarantees that the freshest science packs are always on the belt, perfectly arranged in the order they were produced. Let's trigger an orbital request to see it in action. The science pack load into the rocket silo incredibly fast because of how many inserters I'm using. If we check the freshness quality, it's sitting around 84%, 83%. Let's just wait until they arrive on board my spaceship. Here they come. Looking at the quality now, 83.8%, 82.5, 82.7, 83. You get the gist, it hovers right around 82% to 83% quality. Freshness. Before I compare this to other methods, let me explain how loading works. These inserters are all connected to the rocket silo and they only activate when there is an active orbital request for science packs. I've also built in some safeguards. Spoilage removal. If any items happen to spoil inside the rocket silo, a dedicated inserter will pull the spoilage out. If the orbital request vanishes and gets cancelled, this inserter will empty the science packs out of the silo. In that scenario, they end up on this belt and are sent to these storage chests. The chests act as a disposal system. The science packs sit there until they eventually spoil and get burned. The reason I designed this snake-like belt layout is so I can insert the science packs into the silo as quickly as possible. Let's compare this to the old way I used to load science packs into the silo. In my old setup, I used two chests connected by inserters. They were programmed to only enable when there were more than 500 science packs in the chest, with spoiled priority set to prioritize the most spoiled items first. The idea was to keep around 1000 science packs in the chest at all times, while continuously filtering out the spoiled packs. The loading mechanism into the silo worked similarly to the new system. It waited for an orbital request and a dedicated inserter would empty the silo if that orbital request dropped to 0. The problem with this method comes down to freshness. Right now the freshness is at 87% in the first chest and 84% in the second. But if we speed up time, you will see that the overall freshness steadily decreases. A little while later, the second chest drops all the way down to 78%, while the first chest manages to stay at 84%. If I trigger an orbital request now, the first thing you will notice is that it takes much longer to load the science packs into the silo, because we only have two inserters. But let's wait until they actually arrive on my space platform so we can compare the final quality. Here they come. And we are looking at round about 79% freshness on average. That is roughly 3 to 4% worse than my new method. Instead of using inserters for insertion into the rocket silo, you can of course rely on logistic bots by using logistic chests. It doesn't make a difference if the chests are close to the silo. But again, because the science packs are mushed together in stacks, the freshness drops down to 79%. You can also skip chests altogether and directly insert into the silo. This inserter over here will be triggered if the rocket silo is completely full, removing the most spoiled science packs first. Unfortunately, just like before, the same problem arises. Freshness decreases because new packs will be merged into existing stacks. You cannot remove the oldest and least spoiled individual science packs. But maybe you like this setup for how easy and simple it is. Sacrificing a couple percent points of freshness for simplicity might be totally worth it. This, on the other hand, is a setup you should avoid. Don't just put the science packs into unrestricted chests. There is no spoil priority option for bots, which means they will load random stacks into the silo, possibly ones that already spoiled a lot. Instead, use a setup like this, using two buffer chests and passive provider chests. Inserters move packs out of the buffer chest when there are more than 500 packs. Using requester chests, bots will then empty the red passive provider chests to discard them over here. This works because the requester chests don't have the request from buffer chests option enabled, so they cannot pull from buffer chests. Science packs in buffer chests will remain until an orbital request is made. Logistic bots can pull from buffer chests in this case. Okay, back to my new solution to load science packs into the silo. I like the result. An example blueprint will be in the description below. Is it worth it to build a system like this for possibly a minor freshness increase? Honestly, probably not, but I had a lot of fun thinking about it and solving the problem. Thank you for watching, have a good time playing Factorio and tell me in the comments below how you load up packs into your silos. Bye!